Pretty Nerdz. 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 Pretty Nerdz.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Pretty Nerdz podcast. This is your girl Falan DeAnn.
And this is your girl Nay.
So how's everything going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Just super tired. Haven't been feeling well lately, so just kind of dealing with that whole situation. Sinus time of the year. So what about you?
I'm good, I'm tired.
Well, I anticipate that you are tired.
I got somebody that needs to go to the club so he can come in and go to sleep.
Has he been sleeping any at all during the night, or has he got a little sleep schedule?
No sleep schedule. He may sleep like to 2, and then after that he's up until 6.
Oh, so he just living life.
Oh yeah, get the IHOP club hours.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and jump into. We don't really have much this week, so let's go ahead and jump into these hot topics.
All
right. I guess we can start off really light. Congratulations are in order to June Ambrose. She's kind of like I don't know if she's like I call her like an influencer, stylist, all that type of jazz. But nonetheless, she has a position coming up with Puma. I'm assuming she's probably going to be doing like a collection or some type of collab with them. So congratulations to her. Also, really quick hitter, Matt Barnes and Sin Santana. Looks like they're kicking it or dating. I don't know. Either way, I guess good for her, good for him. They seem like they'd be cute, so it's better than Joe.
Listen, anybody. Anybody.
So aside from that, I guess we can go ahead and jump into the foolishness. We don't want to get too political, but obviously we can't avoid Donald Trump. Listen, I don't know, because there's a lot of conspiracies, but apparently he contracted COVID as well as his wife, amongst other White House staffers. Last time I checked, they were up to like 17 or 18 people who had in the White House who had contracted it. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what to think of it. I mean, I don't want to say that he would fake an illness just for political gain, but at the same time, he's such a big liar. It's like you feel like you can't put anything above him. You know what I mean?
I really don't. I told my like I was talking about it. I was like, either he doesn't have it or it's worse than what he's trying to let on. I was like, one of the two. I was like, but I don't know. Like, I'm with, like, he just lies so fucking much. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because I'm like, even the people that get it, I'm like, dude, they're from the White House. And I'm like, do y'all really get it? Or y'all just trying to beat up his client? It's just, it's bad where you can't trust 20 other people either, because people lie so fucking much. It's like, Chris, like, them, it's like, I don't know. Like, y'all just saying y'all get it. Like, I don't even trust the doctors that's talking about it. Like, and they got a code that they have to go by, but I don't even trust them either.
Yeah, I agree. But nonetheless, I really, really am hoping that from watching it, people don't get the wrong impression or an idea, because he hasn't really handled it the best from him, from him deciding to take that ride about if he really does have COVID. So those poor Secret Service men that had to ride with him and now will have to quarantine from their families for over 14 days from being exposed to it, to him leaving the hospital in a couple, less than 3 or 4 days. The hospital won't tell or won't say whether he has officially tested negative for COVID or not, but he apparently was released. We seen him walk straight into the White House, and as soon as he walks in, he removes his mask. I mean, it's just countless things that just, yeah.
Wrong as hell. Like I saw that Facebook took down his post about him comparing it to the flu.
Yeah.
And again, it just goes back. I'm like, have y'all ever had the flu? Because the flu is horrible. I'm like, just imagining going from feeling well and then in 6 hours you just like don't know what's happening to your body. So I'm like, I can only imagine with COVID. And I'm like with the flu, at least there's enough research to know, okay, this is the, kind of like what can happen in the end, or, 2 or 3 years down the line, this is what, your body can feel like. You don't know that from COVID. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's his irresponsibility as far as, oh, I might be immune to it. How the fuck you gonna be immune to something that you have? Like, I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm like, even if you don't catch it again, how do you know you're immune to it?
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird. So I'm like, I don't know. And then like, how do you feel about them saying that, or Joe Biden says that he was going to take down the negative ads about Trump?
I really didn't understand that whole situation. Like, it was so weird to me to see that Joe Biden say, so I'm not going to do any negative ads. It was even more weird and strange for me to see like Twitter and Facebook and all of them talk about they were going to suspend or remove people's accounts who wish death on him and stuff like that, which, by the way, I do not agree with. I don't think that, you should be out here wishing death on anybody. But it was just astonishing to me to think, so wait, y'all could do that the whole time? Because because I know plenty of people who have had death threats thrown all the way at, plenty of black folks, by the way, who have had death threats thrown all the way at them. And there has never been any threats to remove accounts or, you know what I mean? Like, so
nothing.
I just was, I thought it was interesting. I feel like it's a lot of interesting things that have come out, with this whole situation.
Yeah, because I was like this, and I was like, I mean, I want to remove, because I'm like, just thinking about it, if it was Joe Biden that had contracted COVID, God forbid, you think Donald Trump, he would have went in so fucking hard.
Great.
There would have been like, you out here wearing masks, and you still got COVID, look at you stupid, you dumb. I'm like, this man that y'all are literally campaigning for, he has no scruples. I feel indifferent about it, but that's just me. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I wish he should die or something like that, but I feel indifferent about it. You will not see posting, oh, I hope he, whatever. But yeah, that was just real, like you said, it was real weird. Like, so y'all got all these measures in place when it comes to him. But I'm like, you have, I mean, even if we go down to like, basic people that are being harassed, all this, and you like, oh, we can't do anything about this.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly. That's why I'm like, wow. So this been a measure, but we don't get that same, like, okay, I see that now. And they claim that Twitter and Facebook and all that is supposedly so liberal. Okay.
And then I saw where like it's just been rumored that he won't sign a stimulus bill until after the election. I'm like, you understand you are holding American people held hostage over an election? Be like, because that means when you lose, because I'm like, Biden has a 14-point lead, you're going to lose. People won't receive help at least until January.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what it's looking like is going to happen. Which is crazy to think that they can push through a Supreme Court justice that nobody asked for, but they can't push through a stimulus package to after election. I don't know. Right. Sometimes I feel like as people, you got to ask yourself questions. You know what I mean? Like, is that it? Are they really for you? I mean, I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I can't understand people's thought process.
Because I'm like, even his, like his followers, I saw a segment, I I know it wasn't Fox News because I don't watch Fox News, but it was on another show. And they were like, would you still go to a Trump rally right now? And people were like, yeah, I still support him. And I'm like, how? Like, how?
Girl, listen, I think that's the question that everybody, all of us want to know the answer to. How?
Because I'm like, even if I'm like, a lot of y'all, like, I can see multi-millionaires, I can see billionaires, or even a millionaire, like, okay, supporting him because you need your tax breaks and all that stuff. But when it comes down to just regular, everyday people, I'm like, yeah, Democrats are full of shit. No fucking doubt about it. But you have somebody that's literally holding help hostage, depending on election results that we already see that he's going to lose. Because I'm like, he's down 14 points. So that already shows that he's going to lose. You have a good chunk of young people that are really more active. I was like, similar to what we seen when Obama was first, nominated, where you had new voters that's coming in droves. It's like, okay, I want to vote because this is, a different election or whatever. I feel like, my voice is going to count. So I'm like, we know you're going to lose unless something fucking happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, the fact that you would sit and I don't know, that what fucks me up. It's like, you're going to hold aid until after the election. But again, like you said, you can literally push through a Supreme Court nominee in 3 weeks?
Yeah.
3, 4 weeks?
Just a complete mess all the way around when it comes to the White House and the whole politics of everything across the board is just, I just can't wait for election season to be over, in all honesty. Oh. But either way it goes, we're getting closer and closer to that deadline and that date. A lot of states, their voter registration has either come to an end or we're approaching the last days to register to vote. So if you do intend to vote and you haven't registered, please go register. Even if you are registered, make sure you check your registration because there has been instances where people get purged from the voting register. So just make sure I know I went and checked mine just to make sure that I hadn't been purged from the voter registry. So yeah. That's my whole spiel on that.
And check your address if you need to. So
Big fat. In other news, Rihanna, she's in kind of headlines. We saw that she had her Savage by Fenty runway show. It aired on Amazon. For the most part, it was a huge success. People were applauding it all the way around for all the inclusivity she included. She had trans women. She had big women, small women, tall women, models, non-models. She had men, big men, small men. You know what I mean? Just a massive variety of people. So much diversity on the runway. So there was so many applause from, that came from that show. But there also was some negativity that came out of the show as well. She faced some backlash from the Islam faith. Apparently there was a record or a song that was used during some portion of her show that in the song, I guess the lyrics, or I don't know, part of the background, I don't really...
The part of a verse of the song was like sacred Islam.
Like a sacred prayer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she saw the kind of the backlash from that, and she quickly came out and apologized for it. I definitely think that she, knowing Rihanna and kind of what she stands for, I definitely don't think that she meant to offend in any shape or form. But at the same time, she did offend people, and they had a right to be offended by it because, it is what it is. But she did make a swift apology for it.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw I'm not even gonna go that deep into it, but just looking at some of the comments on the Shade Room, of people like, you don't get a chance to, I feel like it worked both ways, and people only wanted to work one way when it's like, oh, you can't tell us what to be offended by. But unlike a lot of time, we see the same people in comments telling Black people the same thing. But like you said, I definitely don't think that was the intent. But of course, you have to take, responsibility for the impact. She came out and she released a statement. I mean, I really don't know like what else she possibly could do. And from what I read in the comments, I didn't see the show, but they were saying that the verse even was like chopped and screwed. So it was like kind of hard to decipher, I guess, unless you actually know what it said. So.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I don't think that she meant any offense to it, but props to her. Kudos to her for owning it as soon as possible. And, I mean, like I said, it's Rihanna. I don't think that just knowing that we know what we know about Rihanna, I definitely don't think that she was out here trying to offend the whole religion,
Definitely.
And the last hot topic that I have for this week is Meg the Stallion and Chris Rock. The season premiere of SNL happened on Saturday. Chris Rock was the host. Meg the Stallion was the guest performer. So Meg the Stallion did a pretty, big message during her performance where she called out Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Basically, she basically reiterated the words of activist Tamika Mallory, who stated that Daniel Cameron was no different than, the same Africans who sold us into slavery, basically. So she kind of posted that message, reiterated that. She caught a lot of praise for it, of course. She caught a lot of praise for her stance on protecting Black women, as she should. And then, of course, we get to see today blasted all over Fox News, because that's what Fox News is for, is Daniel Cameron. He runs right to Fox News. He still, by the way, hasn't responded to Tamika Mallory, who let him have it, honey. And she's right there in Louisville. And she gave him all the smoke. He still hasn't responded to her, but of course he ran to Fox News promptly to respond to...
The clout chase.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying the clout chase.
Yeah, basically. That's exactly what it was, to respond to Meg the Stallion. I didn't even listen, in all honesty, because I just can't even listen to that man speak. Just seeing his face disgusts me at this point. So, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it was facts. Be like, bro, you literally went and charged these officers for shooting bullets into somebody else's apartment, but not killing. Like Breonna Taylor. It, for the life of me, and they keep releasing shit, and it just fucking angers me. It's like I'm just gonna move on because it literally just pisses me off. But like you said, like, I hate seeing his face, his fucking hairline, the bumps on his face, everything about him it fucking irks me. And I'm like, we know your stance and the reason why you didn't prosecute them for what they should have been prosecuted for. And you probably gonna get them a slap on the wrist, and then they're gonna be free to do and go about and do whatever they want to do. So, I mean, I definitely, like I said, I think it was clout chasing because you didn't follow up with Tamika, but you did Meg the Stallion because she has more of a name for herself than Tamika does, even though we know her. But a lot of people, know Meg the Stallion, probably saw her performance on Saturday Night Live. So that just pissed me off.
Yeah. And FYI, Saturday Night Live, they reported that that episode was their highest rated in season opener in like 4 or 5 years. So people definitely tuned into it. So.
And Jim Carrey playing Joe Biden. Oh my gosh. Like, I died laughing. I'm like, we already see like Alec Baldwin as Trump. Yeah. And he's still hilarious. But that damn Joe, like, when I say I laugh.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So last week, Falan DeAnn wasn't on the show, so she didn't get to address the fuckery. So I'm going to give her an opportunity to address the fuckery, because if you have been on social media, then you've seen Mr. Tory Lanez out and about. But more than that, you've seen his fellow fellow male counterparts and a few of y'all females out there running around with him, showing him all this love, saying y'all support him regardless, saying that, you know, he's too talented and his music is too good, and just, ugh. Anyway, so Falan DeAnn, the floor is yours. What are your thoughts?
I have never seen so many Tory Lanez fans before in my life. Like, I'm like, where y'all come from? Like, I've never been a fan. I had a couple of his songs, a couple of his songs on my playlist. But I'm like, when y'all become fans and talking about his music too good? Because the charts are not saying the same thing until probably now. Like, I did listen, and when I say I was just like pissed off, bro, you came out with an album. Because I was like, I wasn't going to watch his live. Of course, I was going to watch the, you know, the after effects, the blogs say what it was about. But I'm like, you came out with an album after Breonna Taylor's verdict came down. And knowing that you shot her, I'm like, even if it's only between you and your bodyguard. So somebody a bitch. So it was you and you still responsible. So what was it? And I'm going to say that it was you because she said it was you. She has no reason to lie. And just to see, like, it further proves that T.I. is a fuckboy as well. Because I'm like, you came out and put that buffer statement out. So we, like, I don't know if people caught that, but I'm like, T.I. came out with that buffer statement saying, oh, you need to, you know, address it or whatever. Because I think he knew an album was coming.
Yeah.
And it was like, it would have just been like, oh, fuck, you dropped the album. It's even more disrespectful. People would have been even more outraged. But then you got T.I. coming through. Let me soften the blow for him a little bit. And I'm like, that to me, that's like fuckboy tendencies. I was like, I appreciate, you know, Rick Ross. I don't care how he plugged his products in the videos, but I appreciate it because I'm like, that needed to be said. Like, bro, you out here real live, how you responded to Rick Ross, you should have been responding to Meg the Stallion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and people are forgetting their messages. I'm like, he apologized. He said he was drunk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and then you have,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
What?
No, I was just going to say, and everyone keeps now, first it was, oh, we got to hear from Tory in order to believe Meg. Now it's, oh, but no, now we got to hear from Kelsey. Why?
Right. And be like, so now you need to hear from the best friend to say who actually shot her. Well, she probably, I don't know, because I know I saw it like they don't follow each other anymore, but I'm like, you never know what fallout happened from that as well. But I'm like, he admitted that he shot her. And I'm like, from the clips that I heard, of course, I wouldn't buy the album if it was, no. From the clips, like, what I heard, he didn't never, like, flat out admit, like, hey, I didn't shoot her. So I'm like, we know, he just called speculation. Like, well, oh, if you were shot, why I didn't hit no tendons? Okay, people get shot every day. That don't mean you get shot in your chest. Don't mean it don't hit you hard. So I'm like, that just, when I say, even when I see blogs still covering him, the shit like pisses me off. Like, shout out to Ball Alert because they didn't take the bait. At first, I haven't went to check recently, but just to see this, I was like, I don't know, and just the fact that he out having fun, it really hurts me. Like, I know I'm not Meg, I'm not the victim, but it just irks me to see him out and about.
Basically. Absolutely. All of it it's just aggravating to me. But I guess the part that aggravates me the most are just the response. Like I said last week, is the response from other women. Like, with dudes, I don't be surprised because dudes always, especially Black dudes now, they feel like everybody's against them, including us Black women, which is the farthest fucking thing from the truth. Because if you check them front lines of all them protests, it's Black women right there. But anywho, that's a whole nother rant. But you know what I mean? So I expected them to stick together. Like, I wasn't surprised by T.I. I wasn't surprised by, like you said, T.I. threw a buffer for him. Joe Budden threw a buffer for him. We're seeing him when he's in the club Casanova. We seeing Flex hugged up with him, working with him, whatever like that. But it's y'all fucking women for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's y'all fucking women that just disgust me. To see y'all put on y'all cape for this man, like I can't understand it at all. Oh, Meg's story ain't believable. It's not believable. His story make more sense. All that man did, and you put it the best when you said that he ran off speculation. All he did was sit around and read a bunch of shit that y'all was running around with on the internet and literally put that shit on the album.
Right.
Because everything he talked about was some shit I had already read on the internet. That whole thing about missing attendance, that came from Joe Budden. That was a literal exact quote from what Joe Budden had said. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all the fuck he did. He pulled a bunch of speculation that y'all had running around on the internet already because y'all didn't want to believe Meg. And he threw it out there and put it to a beat that y'all like. That's it.
That's what I was like. For the life of me, I'm like, when y'all become, because I saw like a lot of comments was like, I'm not canceling him and blah, blah. I'm like, when did he have this much of a fan base? I'm like, what the fuck? Girl. And I'm like, instead of believing a black woman, y'all go and become fans of somebody that literally shot her for no reason.
Listen. And look, the crazy part is he's the same dude that y'all was ready to cancel when he said something negative about Drake ass. But he done shot a whole woman and never mind. I can't.
Listen. And he has history of abuse. So it's not like it's coming out like, oh, this can't be in his character. He has a history of abuse.
Oh, child.
So like, again, I was like, I just don't. And like I said, just to see him like out here popping his shit, having fun. But I'm like, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, these men and these women, these male identified as women, girl. Ooh.
Irks my nerve. And it's just like, I saw one girl write this whole, when I tell you, baby, she wrote 5 paragraphs. She had a main idea, three paragraphs on the topic, and a closing. Ma'am, how? Taking up for Tory Lanez, how did you get all of it? I mean, she had made up a whole story about how it happened that neither one of them said happened. And it was just so misogynistic. I'm like, child, just be quiet. Oh. And women always trying to take men. What? Where did you get that from?
Girl, listen, that's my favorite one right now. Y'all black women always trying to, he a black man too, and y'all always trying to what?
I'm like, if that don't sound like some predator type shit, like, I don't know, like, I just don't get it, because I'm like, we literally seen y'all cry over, like, not even being like, not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm like, bro, y'all cried about Nipsey, and I'm like, he was killed by another black man, and I'm like, so I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah,
like that just irks me.
They don't make no sense. I'm telling you, the when it comes to black women, the rules just everything go out the window for us. They don't give a fuck.
I'm like, there's just, and I mean, even when it goes down to, like, you see black men coming in, like, even with Rihanna Taylor, well, she was dating some thug, and if she wouldn't have been there, what the fuck they got to do with her being asleep?
But the part that gets you about it is that she wasn't even with the dude no more. She was with a whole nother dude. Like, what the fuck are y'all even talking about?
And he was already in custody. And so I'm like, when it goes down to it, and I'm like, and she was getting weird packages. I'm like, no, the postmaster confirmed that was a lie.
Yep.
And who better to confirm than the person that actually fucking delivers the mail?
Yep. And it already was confirmed. The bullet didn't match, by the way, from her boyfriend. So I'm just saying. Right.
So it's just, that just, and I was like, I guess because my personality is a little different, I would have had to come at Tory Nick though if I was me. Like, bro, you're not gonna get out here and put out this bullshit.
In all honesty, she better than me because he would have been touched.
I bet I would have heard the whole fucking story. And yeah, like you said, touch, like, you're not gonna fucking shoot me and then get out here and then put some bullshit out now.
Yeah, he would have been touched. I would have had to call up some cousins, send them through. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, it is what it is.
You better beef up your security.
Yep. Anywho's, that's all we got for Hot Top. I don't think we have anything else that we want to touch on. I mean, I guess we can touch on this topic. I don't want to say too much about it because it seems to have some sort of resolution, but there was a black man who was shot in Texas after he was attempting to break up a fight, and the officer did shoot him, fled the scene, but the officer has been arrested. He is being held on, I believe, didn't they say it was like $1 million bail?
Yeah.
But, I really don't have too many comments on it, only just because, the information that is coming out about it. Just essentially, a lot of things that have come out about him that say that, in essence, that if he was alive today, he wouldn't want us to protest or any of those things because he was against all of those things. So can't really shed too much light in that situation. All we can say is obviously rest in peace. Yes.
Yeah. That's why I was like, life comes at you fast. When I saw like his post, I was like, okay. He was like, I've made it. I mean, it was a brag because that's exactly what it was, about him making it home after driving drunk and all that. I'm like, that's not anything to brag about, but go off. It was really like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, well,
exactly. Condolences right. To your family, and keep it moving.
So I was like, yeah. But it was ironic that,
that was the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got for Hot Topics this week. I guess we can go ahead and move into our relationship portion of the week. We have more of a lifestyle question this week, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the question is, if there was one song or rap that you had to sing word for word to end the 2020 shenanigans, what would it be?
Probably because it has to be something that word from word, and I'm so fucking horrible at words. But you know what song I do know word from word? SWV's Weak. So I could probably sing that. Yeah, because I do know that. Okay, I'm trying to think about it. And I know that one word for word because I used to sing that all the time. Like, we used to think we was like in a little group when we was younger. And so, yeah, I think I could do that. I think I could pull that one out. What about yourself?
I'm going to have to go with Lil C's featuring Lil Kim, Crush on You remix. Like,
every word to Crush on You?
Yes.
Salute, man. Listen. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do not know every word to Crush on You. Salute, my G.
Listen. Every word. I be in the car on both verses.
Oh, that's dope though. Salute. Well, I mean, we would love to hear from you guys. So make sure you hit up the social Pretty Nerdz podcast. That's nerds with the Z. Or you can email us at prettynerdspodcast@gmail.com. Or, hit the website, whatever, and just let us know. If you had to do a song verbatim, word from word, to kind of end all the crap that's been going on in 2020, what would it be? So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. I would love to hear that. I think we got to get that posted up on Instagram and see what responses we get. Because I'm interested to see what songs people know word from word. All right. So that ends our relationship portion of the show. Any new music, TV, anything that you just want to get off your chest and share with the people?
I watched the is it like the American Murder Next Door or whatever?
That one that's
That one.
trending #1 on Netflix. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. I did watch that. I actually saw the story on Murder, Mystery, and Makeup. So I watched the Netflix series as well. Which it was sad to say the least. I'm like a true sociopath. But it was really good. So if you have the stomach for it, definitely check it out. It was some parts that I like paused and came back to. So it took me I think a day, 2 days to finish it. But
okay.
But it was and nothing for new music. I went back and listened to Drake's album from last year though. I never listened to the whole thing. So but that's better.
What the hell did Drake drop? What album did he drop last?
It was basically I guess some of the songs. It wasn't like a
you talking about Care Package?
Yeah.
Got it. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, you ain't missed your move, nothing like that. But did you see that he said he dated SZA back? She said it was 2009.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I think when the man, you got to give the man credit when he go down. His little sniper list gonna be probably rival Nick Cannon's, man, because he didn't knock down a few. But it is what it is with these men. That's all you can say. Oh man. Anything else?
Nope, nothing else for me.
All right. So for me, I will say that I am still currently I have 5 or 6 shows running through Netflix right now that I'm rewatching. I did not realize that Girlfriends had 8 fucking seasons. I don't know why I felt like it was shorter, but apparently Girlfriends had 8 seasons, so I'm still going through Girlfriends. I wasn't able to binge it all in a weekend like I did Moesha. I'm also binging The Parkers because The Parkers is up there now. I'm still watching The Game. The Game only had 3 seasons, and I'm still watching still going through that one. I'm waiting on Half and Half to come. I believe that one and One on One are both coming on the 15th of October. So I'm waiting on those 2 to come. So they'll probably join the list as well. But aside from that, that's all I've really been doing is just binging these little shows while I'm at the house doing some work. So, but yeah, that's it for me on that front. Like you said, I haven't really listened to any music. There hasn't really been anything that's been sticking music-wise. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah. So just a bunch of oldies, I think, because nothing new has been anything to talk about, anything good anyway. Hopefully as we get almost out of this year, maybe we'll get some better albums or better things that'll come along. I don't know. But that does lead me into the nerd moment of the week. So last week I mentioned that Aldris Hodge had been chosen to play Hawkman in Black Adam. I told you I was super excited about it because I've loved him since Leverage. But as per usual, when you get into the comic book space and, you deal with these DC, Marvel comic book nerds, a lot of them are fairly racist, especially like I said, in this genre of comics and sci-fi in general. We've seen Candice Patton, who plays Iris West on The Flash. We've seen her kind of talk about the racism that she's dealt with. We've seen most recently in the Star Wars saga. His name is escaping me right now. The black guy in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
John Boyega, something like that. He's talked about his experience with the fans and the racism that he's had to deal with. So basically, as we know, it's nothing new in this space. But obviously, Aldris Hodge, he just landed to the role, and of course, you have all of the people coming at him with all the racist comments. And per their usual complaint, oh, why can't we're not racist? We just want it to be comic book accurate, blah 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 blah. And the thing that I always say to that is because the examples that they throw out is, well, you guys would be upset if Black Panther, if they made him white and blah 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 blah. The thing that I always say is that is how you know you're racist, because of the simple fact that you can't tell the difference. In Black Panther, the Black Panther's race is significant to his role. He's from Wakanda, an African country. You know what I mean? Like, it's his race is significant to the role that he plays. And in these other instances, Iris West was just a reporter. She could have been any reporter. Her race is not significant to the lore of her. You know what I mean? She was Barry Allen's wife. She didn't have to be a specific race. The same thing with Hawkman. Hawkman is an alien from a different planet who constantly reincarnates, so he can be multiple different races. You know what I mean? Like, so his race isn't significant to the character that's being played. So it doesn't make any sense to me. But at the same time, like I said, the sci-fi world, that's one of the things that makes me saddened by it. Even though I love sci-fi so much and I love comics and just all of the aspects of it, it's still one of the most bigoted, racist, like, it has one of the biggest racist elements that I don't even think you can compare it to anything else in as far as the entertainment industry is concerned. But either way it goes, like I said, I'm excited for Aldris. I believe that he will do amazing at it. He's an incredible actor. So I think that he's gonna bring just bring it to that role. So I'm excited for him, and I know a lot of us, a lot of people are excited for him and are excited to see the film Black Adam, which is starring The Rock. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Also, moving to the Marvel side of things, there have been a lot of rumors in regards to Spider-Man 3. We saw Homecoming, then we saw Far From Home. This third one, we know it's going to have a take on the multiverse, because obviously with WandaVision and Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, I believe that's what his next movie is going to be called. We know that Marvel's going to be introducing the multiverse. So there are a lot of rumors kind of surrounding the Spider-Man 3 upcoming movie, including that Jamie Foxx, who appeared in the Spider-Man trilogy with Andrew Garfield, he will be reprising his role as Electro. There also are rumors that they're in talks to bring in Tobey Maguire, who played the Spider-Man. Those were like the first 3 Spider-Mans. I think they started like in 99, 2000-ish. I don't know. Y'all remember when Tobey Maguire played Spider-Man for those 3 movies, and then he was replaced by Andrew. And then Andrew obviously was replaced by Tom Holland. So there's basically talks of kind of all of those characters coming back as the multiverse is being introduced, so that we essentially will kind of get Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse on the big screen as opposed to the animated version. But you know what I'm saying. So it's all exciting. It's all good news. I'm excited to see it. I hope they do see what Marvel does kind of on the multiverse side. But that's it for me in regards to the nerd moment of the week. And that's it for me in regards to anything else, because I have nothing else this week. Do you have anything else to add, Falan?
That's for me.
All right. So then, per usual, we want to thank you guys so much for listening. Want to encourage you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to our YouTube page. Subscribe. Support your girls. Every little bit counts. Make sure that you are subscribed in whatever way that you listen to podcasts, so that, when we do drop a new show, you get that notification and it pops up for you to go ahead and download and listen. Again, per usual, thank you so much for listening, and you guys have a enjoy the rest of your week. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.